All right, and welcome back to another episode, Second Cup of Coffee.
Yes.
So we have a full team with us today, 3 little kiddos totaling 8 years old, maybe 9 if we put them all together, about 9 years old. So we may have some technical difficulties, some other things coming up, but that's why this is live, so you can see everything that's happening behind the scenes. It could just be real for what we have going on today.
Exactly.
So,
and for anybody who jumped on at noon, you are awesome, and we apologize for not being on time. I was trying to put the little to sleep, and he decided against it.
Yes, he decided he wanted to do things with power lines and hang from the rafters and everything else a little kid should be doing today on a day like this. So happy Thursday. It is Thursday. A lot happening out here in the world. Again, we saw jobless claims go up. No surprise. Nobody's going back to work. Hang in there. We are all going to be better together, doing this together, moving forward. And I really hope people come out of this with a clear mind of just how important it is to just be together in a time when it's tough. So if right now you are down, we understand. But the only thing you can do is control your reaction, control your action, control your thought process, control what you say. And if you can continue to repeat that yourself, you are in control of what you can control. And no one else can change your mood for you. No one else can force you to say things or force you to act away. So you are now in control of being your best self. So, hey, buddy. Hi. All right.
So our first guest today is Leo Yarusi. He is, how old are you now? 21 months? He's 21 months old. He was born in 2018. He's already an entrepreneur. And he has his own podcast because he comes on ours. We were actually just on tea with Gary Vee yesterday, and he decided to take over the entire podcast. All of a sudden, the whole thread was about the cute baby that was on tea with Gary Vee.
Like that said, if you missed, go back and watch live tea with Gary Vee yesterday. We had the pleasure to go on that show, ask some awesome questions, get some awesome feedback, and show off our beautiful little kids here, whether we chose to or not. So for that, we do have a special guest today.
Yes. So we have Amanda Abdelsayed. She is, oh my goodness. You know what? We're just going to bring her on. She is a rock star real estate agent, top producer in her, actually she's a broker now, top producer in her brokerage. And I absolutely love this woman. So we're going to bring her on right now.
Before we break everything. So, hey, Amanda.
Hi.
How are you? Thanks so much for coming on the show. Excited to have you on board.
I'm here.
Yeah, this has been fun. So you are now our third guest on the show, and we're figured out that we haven't broken anything yet, which is super awesome. So we haven't been able to see Amanda in quite some time, but Amanda just crushes it here in New Jersey. And again, give us a little color, give us some context, who you are, what you do.
Brag on yourself a bit.
Okay, so Amanda Nadia Abdelsayed. I am now a broker associate here in New Jersey. Just got my broker's license not too long ago. I have been selling real estate. This will be my 5th year now. Over 65 million in sales. My first year, I sold over 20 million, and I'm just happy to be here. So awesome. Every day is a new day.
Yeah, I love it. And so what we have going on right now, what do you see happening out there in the housing market? And you're here in New Jersey, so of course this is going to be relative to where we are in the market. But what do you see happening? What's been some of your feedback, and what's some of the things you've changed now with your process?
Yeah, so I mean, this is definitely an exciting time in real estate. We're really, it's an opportunity to reinvent yourself and rewrite the rules of how real estate is being done. There is still a lot of activity happening in the marketplace, surprisingly, even though, the quarantine and stay at home is in effect. Food, water, and shelter are essential needs for people to survive. So shelter in New Jersey is an essential business. That's not the case in every other city or every other state. But in New Jersey, we have been fortunate enough to continue business. It has been very limited, so it's not your typical spring market that we would normally encounter. But there are people that have to find a place to live or have to sell their home. Maybe they're under contract. So there are definitely opportunities out there. I would say what's happening right now is the people that are actively looking to buy or sell, it's an essential need for them. So there's no, spring shoppers browsing at, what's happening in the market. People are coming out with a purpose to buy or sell. And there's really, they're getting right down to business. So we are predicting that, once the stay at home is lifted, there's going to be a big boom that happens because there's all of this pent up spring market energy of people waiting to put their homes on the market or waiting to find that new property and take advantage of low interest rates. So once it's lifted, we are expecting that a lot more activity will be happening and our spring market will come. It's just going to be a little delayed.
So, because I just had a couple of conversations with real estate agents who have the exact opposite mindset. And before I dive into that, folks, if you are a real estate agent, she just gave you a key golden nugget, actually 2 of them. The people who are buying and selling right now are motivated. They're absolutely motivated because they're going out of their houses or wherever they're currently living to look for homes or to sell their homes in a time when, if they could, they would just sit at home, wouldn't they? So, and then the second golden nugget is that Amanda just shared that once this is all done, or once we get kind of lifted, people are going to be attacking the market like anything you've ever seen because they haven't been able to. So those who have been scared are going to come out in droves. So people, you need to be on it. So I was talking to another real estate agent. He was like, well, my broker told me that I shouldn't really be cold calling or really like getting out there into the marketplace. I should only be like concentrating on my sphere of influence. What would you say to that real estate agent?
Real estate, I would not listen to that broker. First, no offense. And everyone's business is totally different. But for me, I look at real estate, we're community contributors. So maybe right now you're not specifically asking for business, but you're seeing how you can help the community, whether it comes to mortgage forbearance, understanding what your rights are, what's happening in the real estate market, educating people as much as possible, reaching out to your clients or people in the community. How can I help? Helping your small businesses around town, posting, seeing what you can do to help and foster those relationships. This time period now is all about relationship building, whether it's in your sphere or outside of your sphere. It's about helping, relationship building. I'm not necessarily saying like, hey, who's looking to buy or sell right now? But I am reaching out to people saying, hey, is there anything that you need? We're going through a trying time right now. And this is a crisis for everyone. But, I'm in a position that I can help people. So what can I do for you?
Yeah, that's huge. Just showing that you can help and showing that you're there to help when the time comes up. Have you had any marketing strategies or changes that have been highly effective right now to really get out there to more people?
Yeah, so I've always done virtual tours and videos and websites for my properties. So now more than ever, if you haven't been doing that, it's time to do that.
Yeah.
And people are more receptive to the virtual tours. Before it was kind of a novelty, like, oh, this is cool. But what I am seeing is that the people that are browsing and preparing for when the floodgates open back up are really looking at those virtual tours and really almost taking that preview without being in the property. So I would say the virtual tours are essential. What I am seeing is a big migration of people that are living in New York City or other like really highly condensed urban areas, trying to flee the city. So we are getting a big migration of people leaving New York and wanting to move out to the suburbs because we're in the suburbs of New York City. So, and I'm also—
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that continuing right? Because everybody's stacked on top of each other and they've just said enough, right? I'm in a 500 square foot apartment. Here I am for 2-3 months. Talk to us about, we hear a lot about the virtual marketing, the virtual tour. What are some of the techniques you use during your tour, just so people can get the real feel of what's actually happening with the property? Any suggestions?
So the Matterport is like a virtual 3D tour of the property. I am doing a video tour of the property in addition. Virtual open houses where you field live questions for people that might want to see a specific property, spend a little bit more time looking at certain things. Taking, one thing I was never really doing before that I am now is taking pictures of things like the water heater and the furnace and like
all the things that you were told not to take pictures of, now you are, right?
Yeah, I mean, because people aren't, that's not something that you necessarily would be looking for in photos, but I have it now just as extra if anyone wants to ask for it. And like the seller's disclosure is most important now more than ever. I mean, I have someone that's living in Texas right now that is buying a property here in New Jersey, and they've never even seen the property. So, for us, this might be something new where it's like people buying properties sight unseen, but for international buyers, for military families, this is actually the norm, and it's just becoming more mainstream now.
So let's talk about two more things. One, interaction with other agents, and two, interaction with actually, I'm going to let Jason take this. I have to take care of ABC Mouse TV.
So do you think that there's some expectation on both sides of buyers and sellers of any kind of price concessions at this point? Or is it really you feel still the market is bullish and really it hasn't come to that yet?
Yeah, so I mean, there aren't as many buyers out now. However, their inventory is extremely limited. And the people that are out now are all super motivated. So on my listings, I'm still getting multiple offers. I mean, it's not going as high as it was before this, but I'm pricing things the right way. And there are multiple offers because the people that are buying now, there's not that much to pick from and they have to move. So I'm not really finding people are like, trying to lowball unless, they know that the property's been on the market forever or there's no other offers. But as soon as they get an inkling that there might be another, interested party, like they're jumping on it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Well, Amanda, we always love having you on. You bring such great energy and really just great information for us. For everyone listening, what's the best place they can find more about you, find more about your company?
So you can follow me on Instagram, Amanda Nadia Group. Find me on Facebook, Amanda Nadia Abdelsayed. I'm all over social media. You can email me, amandanadia.realestate@gmail.com. And I'll put my info. I'll drop it below.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda.
Yeah,
so great seeing you. We'll talk to you shortly.
Love you guys. What you're doing is awesome.
Awesome. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
So she's crushing it. Great news out there. The market's still moving, right? Lots still happening. And so you can see on both sides, there's a lot of people talking in the negative and a lot of people talking in the positive. And you have the choice and the availability to pick which side you want to be on. Amanda's out there helping people, putting out there, seeing how she can be in front of other people, buyers and sellers, and provide them with the best information possible. So if you're in a position like Amanda right now, you're a broker or an agent, instead of saying, oh, let me wait for this to pass, she's out there providing great information, seeing what she can do, like taking pictures of the water heaters and the furnaces, other things before that maybe didn't think about it before. So take a look at what you're doing. What can you do that can change your process like Amanda and still be highly effective?
So the question I was going to ask Amanda before I had to jump off and handle the my business associates in the other room
our business associates.
I didn't mention to our audience that Amanda and I have always been in completely different brokerages. But the thing is, we both go by the quote, there is no competition, only collaboration and domination. Because through collaboration, and it doesn't matter what brokerage you're with, if you collaborate with each other, if you help each other out, if you work together, you will dominate. And Amanda and I have had this amazing friendship based on mutual respect, mutual faith, and mutual ideas of dominating and helping each other at the same time, helping each other, helping our community, and helping the world at large. So find those people to be a part of your tribe. I am blessed to have Amanda be part of mine. Find those people that bless your life and have them become a part of your tribe. And that happens only by giving value and receiving value in return.
And if you think about it, and if you look at what Pili just said, if you can build a tribe of strong people that are out there to help others, think about that. Everybody's there to help everybody else. Think about how far you can push forward with all that.
Yes, it's the best way to push forward, by making those connections. And again, I'm going to pinpoint this again. We're not part of the same brokerage. I've tried to bring her over and she's tried to bring me over, and it's all good fun. But the thing is,
healthy competition is great.
Healthy competition is great. But the thing is, it's not competition.
Yeah.
It's not competition. If
well,
you guys
it's a high tide,
working,
a high tide rises all ships.
Exactly.
Right?
If you guys are working together, it doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. So
super excited to hear so much positive energy out there. Think about what's happening. Think about what's happening in your market, in your neighborhood, and everything else that's pushing forward with this. And how can you be positive? How can you move? We got Matt Fairclough out there rocking. We had a great, what we call it, live with him last week, just talking about small businesses and the other effect. And out there as a small business, take the same thought process. There's a lot that's going to change, right? And if you're a restaurant, you may not come back at full strength. You may not have as many seats in there. Same thing with movie theaters. There's going to be a lot of adjustments that have to be made. Now you can look at that. Well, okay, I can soup up, if it's a car, right? I could adjust it and make it worse, or I could soup it up and make it much better. So look at your business. Okay, maybe you have to make some adjustments, and maybe you weren't ready for these, and probably you weren't expecting these, but who was? So we're all here in the same boat of, okay, we have to make positive adjustments. So let's just throw it all out the window. Let's look at it again as if you were doing it new. What could you change? What could you make better for it right now? What else could you do to really provide value? What else could you do to really bring the best thing? So our local juice house, I was in the post office the other day, and they came in. They're just doing curbside pickup right now, but they came into the post office just to drop off masks, just to say hello, just to see how the rest of the community was out there helping other people. And they no ask, nothing. Oh, please come in the juice house. Just, hey, listen, we know we're all in this together. We know we're all having a difficult time. We just want to bring these masks over and just say thank you to you guys for doing what you're doing.
And I'm going to put this up because thank you again, Amanda. You are amazing. You are amazing. But yeah, going back to adding value, that's the way you get people to become part of your tribe, to notice you. And sometimes you just got to give that value without thinking to receive anything in return. Yeah. And that's the way you do it.
So today, where can you bring value? And it can be just to yourself. It can be to your family. It can be the others around you. It could be to your business partners. It could be to your employees. It could be to your employer. It could be everybody else around you. So that's thought, and that's what we'll leave you with today. How can you bring value, and where can you be?
And sometimes it's as simple as taking those baby steps. So if you need help taking those baby steps, let us know how we can help you. How can we add value to your life? Rate and review, and please comment below. And above all, if you are listening or seeing us on YouTube, please subscribe. Yep. We could use that. I ask you to do all those things for us and let us know how we can give value to you.
And remember, go check out, I keep messing up, but live Tea with Gary V yesterday. Yes. Super amount of fun. You can see our kiddos jump on, things breaking, Alexa going off. But that's what happened with live, right? So if you want to start something, just go and do it. There's nothing perfect. We were literally on a great show with thousands and thousands of people watching yesterday.
1 billion people.
And we had chaos going on. But that's just how we roll. And I'm not going to let that stop us. I'm not like this, but it was what it was. We did it. And here we were. But we learned a ton, right? And actually, this show stemmed off of it because we just had the idea that, hey, why not? Why not make this something that we could add into our repertoire? And is it easy? We got kids going on. Our 5-year-old's figuring out how to shut doors when he just runs and goes to the bathroom and everything else happening. But in that fact, it's live, it's here, it's real stuff, and that's what we're doing. So we're going to continue to push this out there. It would mean a ton if you would just go out there and rate and subscribe to the podcast, give us some more feedback. Really love hearing what you're doing. Really love hearing from you.
And again, if you're a small business, take those baby steps. Please, we really want, and even if it's those baby steps to keep yourself afloat, to keep yourself in the black, then take them. Use, especially so for my realtors that are listening out there, listen to what Amanda just told you. Learn how to use Matterport. Learn how to do the virtual tours, because no seller or buyer, for that fact, in their right mind is going to go with any realtor who does not have those tools. So please do yourself a favor and do it. Do it.
Awesome. So leave you with one little tip today. If you want to get ahead of things, what I do is I set up Google Alerts, and you can literally just set Google Alerts. And if you want to talk about small business funding or things happening in your community, you can be in front of them in many ways, but you'll be the first to know because you'll get that daily. And I've been able to be ahead of a lot of things here we've been doing in our apartment buildings by going out there, sending these Google Alerts, having them hit me so I could read articles and find out about things that maybe I wouldn't have known to look for, but because I put in the trigger words, housing, multifamily growth, job growth. I've done this each time I've moved into a new market, but you can look at that and see how that can help you now. Restaurant innovation, if you're a restaurant, business, additional income streams, things like that you can put in now to have them come across. You can come up with some ideas that maybe you haven't thought about before. All right. So
grateful to you for listening. Again, rate, review, subscribe, and thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.